Hi everyone! I just wanted to do this YouTube video because after reading several newspaper articles recently, I've realised a lot of young people aren't taking their inhalers properly. Now, I have had asthma for about 12 years and have probably had, almost every experience you can have with asthma. I've had asthma attacks, I've had to go to hospital, I carry my inhaler around with me absolutely everywhere. But I've realised that a lot of young people that have asthma aren't doing everything they can to prevent themselves from getting attacks. And, in the newspapers recently there's even been cases where people have died from it. So I thought I would just do a quick YouTube video just to remind, the youngsters which have asthma that, it can be controlled, but that you do have to take every step you can to, maintain that it is being controlled. So this is my preventer inhaler. Don't know if you can see it. It's orange, and I have to take this every morning, and some people have to take it every morning and night. And this is the steroid inhaler. So this is what keeps my lungs and my chest from constricting and having an asthma attack throughout the day. But you have to take this continuously for, I would say, at least a month, if not a few weeks. Otherwise it's pretty much ineffective, and you will have to keep having to take the blue inhaler, which is the Ventolin one. This is meant to give immediate relief if you're having an attack, or even if your chest just gets quite tight and wheezy. And I've recently been given a new one, which is called an easy inhaler. And I'm not sure about this one yet, just because it's very different to this one, which is the one that I'm used to. But I shall adapt. So if you do have asthma and you have these inhalers, always make sure that you carry the blue one around with you. This is the one which more often than not you will need to prevent, what could be a very serious asthma attack. All my friends know that I will not leave the house without my inhaler, ever. Ever, ever, ever. I take it everywhere. I take it to the cinema, I take it to everywhere. And I think one of the best things you can do if you have asthma is to exercise, which might sound a bit odd because obviously when you exercise you need to take your inhaler even more. But when you're exercising, especially if you're doing running or something, you really do feel, that you're in control of your breathing. Like, you're taking in your breaths, you're, maintaining it for your fitness. And although, your health and fitness doesn't really affect how bad your asthma is, I think that, it definitely makes you feel a lot more in control if you know that you are healthy and that you can, you can run and you're able to do all this. So I think if you do have asthma, looking after your health is definitely, that should be number 1 priority, in the sense that you should be, exercising a lot, but always making sure you have your blue inhaler with you. I cannot stress that enough. Other tips I have is make sure you're aware of things that can trigger your asthma. Like, I'm allergic to my cat, but I love him, so I would not get rid of him ever. And in fact, there's other videos on this channel of my cat. So I just have to make sure that I hoover my room a lot to make sure that his hairs aren't on my bed or near my pillow. Other things which trigger my asthma are like strong perfume smells, especially really sort of heavy musky ones. Like, most perfumes are fine, like I love perfume, but it's just really heavy, sort of thick, like sort of not old-fashioned ones, but the more sort of musky smell. What else? Sneezing. If I sneeze, I will almost always have to take my inhaler straight after. I can actually feel one coming on now. So just make sure you're aware of the things that can trigger your asthma and try and avoid it, or at least control it. Like, yes, I'm allergic to my cat and we have a cat, but by hoovering and cleaning and making sure that his fur is not constantly around me, then that's fine. And what else? I would say that if you felt an asthma attack coming on and you felt wheezy, and say you'd taken your preventer and you didn't feel it work, just make sure you go to your parents, tell them, or whoever's nearby, just because there have obviously been cases where these have not worked for whatever reason, and you will obviously have to go to hospital. They will put you on a nebulizer, and a nebulizer is a much higher percentage of oxygen, probably among other things, don't know the exact detail, and you put it over your face and you pretty much sit with it for as long as necessary until your breathing gets back to a stable pace. And I've had to do that about 2 or 3 times probably since having asthma over the past sort of 12-13 years. I'm now 20. And you know, it's not scary, but you know, it's not something you ever really want to have to do, which is why, you know, taking these are definitely the best thing that you can do to maintain your asthma health. So basically, I hope this video has been, you know, not even helpful, but just made people with asthma, especially younger people who this is directed at, just more aware that asthma is so personal to you. Like, it is, you know, it's up to you to look after yourself. You know, the doctors can, you know, they can give you your medicine, but if you don't take it, then, you know, there's absolutely nothing that can be done, and it's your life and you want to make sure that you live for absolutely as long as possible. And this might sound really dramatic, but when I think it's on like the Daily Mail online, and I saw this story like really recently. I'm not going to go into it just because it's, you know, like, it's sad and it's not my personal story to tell. But you know, this girl hadn't taken, well, this is what the story said. They said that she hadn't been taking her preventer one, or the one that was meant to maintain it, and she'd ended up having an attack and dying. And you know, she was about 12, I think. So although this might sound dramatic, there are dramatic consequences to not taking your inhaler. And when I saw that, I just realised, like, I was like, how many other young people might not be aware of how serious asthma can potentially be. And I thought, why not make a video about something that I actually know something about? So, and you know, it is like a real problem, I think. Not compared to a lot of other illnesses, but okay, I'm rambling now. Well, I hope this video has been of some help to people out there. Thank you for watching, and hopefully there will be some more videos on things that I might know stuff about. Okay, thank you. Bye!